From jump scares that make you leap out of your seat to dark and surreal atmospheric thrillers, there's plenty of new horror games to send chills up your spine when you're looking for a good scare. For this video, I've teamed up with the guys over at Indieformer to put together a list of some awesome new horror games for you to try just in time for Halloween, and if you're not familiar with Indieformer, they tend to make videos featuring the best new indie games each month, and they even explore Kickstarter projects, so if you're interested in indie games, make sure to go check out their channel. Starting off this list is a psychedelic horror game called Layers of Fear, a game that takes inspiration from painted masterpieces from recent centuries to convey a story about a demented painter gone mad. Players delve into the twisted mind of an artist wrought with madness, and must peel back the layers of his visions and fears to complete the masterpiece he aimed to create. The dark and surreal environment shifts depending on where the player moves the camera, creating a truly unique and immersive horror experience. And although Layers of Fear is still in early access on Steam, the overwhelmingly positive response has me looking forward to the game's artistic jump scares this Halloween.
Haunting the halls of early access, Dead Realm was a spooky multiplayer game of hide and seek. Considering this, the aim should be pretty self-explanatory, but for those who haven't participated in a game of hide and seek, here's a rundown. The Seeker, a ghost that is either a wolfman or a baby thing, will try and hunt down the hiders, which are humans. Basically speaking, that's how the game plays, but there are elements added in to change up the formula. The humans can dive through vents, or send the ghost baby down a trapdoor, and the ghost can see the positions of humans, which is marked with a glowing light, then replaced with a heartbeat when very close to them. Dead Realm is a lot better than most early access titles, and it's a hell of a lot of fun with a bunch of friends. However, there aren't many dedicated servers, making it hard to find people to play with and taking a little bit of that fun out of the game.
Frambo is a psychological horror game that imparts reminds of American McGee's Alice and one of the most disturbing animated films of all time, Coraline. The game's protagonist is Fran, a young girl who, after finding the dismembered remains of her parents, becomes mentally ill and sees the world in a twisted alternate reality. Much like in Coraline, the real creepiness of the game emanates from having disturbed themes appear within an art style you wouldn't expect them to be. Coraline uses a puppet art style, whilst Frambo's art will look fitting in a children's picture book. The game itself is a point-and-click adventure, so nothing that reinvents the wheel, but that doesn't really matter. What does is exploring the psychosomatic state of Fran. It shows that although mental illnesses are seriously damaging, they are not hopeless cases, and we can take control of our fear.
It's rare to find a game in the horror genre that doesn't utilize blood, gore, or some sort of jump scares, but Albino Lullaby aims to do just that. In this Lynchian-style horror adventure game, players are taken through a psychological nightmare where they must escape from a dark and demented Victorian town. The game relies on its surreal atmosphere to convey its twisted narrative, which unfolds through the contorted and ever-changing surroundings. Albino Lullaby is available now on Steam and is fully VR compatible, and it's the perfect option if you're looking for a more psychological thriller come Halloween.
Party Hard manages to tackle a topic as grave as mass killings, yet also simultaneously be incredulously stupid, a feat that we can't help but admire. The premise is that your neighbours are having a loud party and you need to stop them. In this situation, the same person may ask their neighbours to turn the music down or call the cops. But in Party Hard, you're a fairly impatient psychopath, so you decide the best thing to do is kill all the guests. This craziness actually plays out in an interesting and delicate game of stealth. So that you're not seen by the other guests who raise the alarm, you'll need to disperse the crowd and pick them off when they're isolated. If you ever get caught, the game evolves into a frantic chase to kill off all the witnesses before they escape. To avoid this, you can, like in Assassin's Creed, blend in with the crowd, just in a much more hilarious fashion by getting down and grooving to the beats. This game is really crazy, but as we like to say over on Indieformer, party hard or go home.
Visually, Dark Echo is simplistic, with a plain black background and sleek minimalist lines. Importantly, the art never fully illustrates your surroundings, as the way to truly see in the game is through your ears. Noises, such as those generated by your footsteps and the ambience, are what you use to navigate your way through the darkness. They're also the key to creating atmosphere. When your footsteps start to make splashing sounds, you realize you've entered a flooded room. These clever uses of noise keep you further guessing as to where you are and ultimately works to build a fantastic level of tension. Dark Echo leaves you alone in the dark, amplifying the effect of sound and letting your imagination run wild with fear.
Alright everyone, when you're in the mood for a dark and creepy horror game, hopefully this video helped you find what you're looking for. As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check out the guys over at Indieformer if you're interested in all things indie games. And until next time, this is StrangeLuv signing out.